Hold up, why do they doubt the kid? I'm about to prove them all wrong again. I got a low tolerance, cause they don't even know what the problem is. It's me. You waiting on the boy to fail, then hold your breath and face your death. Cause you play the roulette with each step I progress, no less. Go ahead and place your bet.
Welcome back, y'all. This is the Double M Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jesus Dinero, here with my co-host,
Puma El Gato.
What do we got going on tonight, my man?
On the undercard for Canelo and Crawford, we have Fernando Vargas Jr. versus Calum Walsh. Let's talk about it.
I actually think this is a decent step up for Vargas. I think, obviously, trying to follow his dad's legacy. The man is putting in work, and he's been doing quite phenomenally. Great knockouts. Even the most recent one where he got, I believe it was in the first round, pretty quick as well. Man, I think there's a good step up in competition for Vargas. I think he does have all the tools. Obviously, he's got his father in his corner, training him, helping him out, fix the mistakes that maybe Fernando Vargas himself couldn't capitalize on in his youth. And now that he's training his son, looking like maybe his son can take his game to the next level. That being said, I think it's also good competition for Callum Walsh. I think based on the fights that he's had, based on the names that he's fought, I think this is a good fight that's going to test both of them, if I'm being honest with you. With a young buck, kind of step it up, or with the slightly better veteran. I use veteran a little loosely, but slightly better veteran step up to the plate and knock out the young bucks that everybody's betting on. My money's on Fernando Vargas. On Vargas. I feel like based on the work that I've been seeing him put in, based on all the stuff that he's been getting in with his family, brothers, father, all that good stuff, I do think that he does have all the tools, man. All the tools to be able to really just bring that W home. On top of that, it's a good step up in exposure as well. Vargas, obviously Fernando Vargas, father, being a big name, especially, late 90s, not late 90s, early 2000s-ish. So big name, obviously, for a long time, held a lot of value, still holds value, but now he's a coach, obviously. So big exposure fighting on, the Terence Crawford and Canelo card. I think this could definitely launch, his career to the next level, especially if he does showcase some good work, if he does showcase something phenomenal, good knockout would look great, I'm sure, on the resume. So we'll see, man. It's going to be an interesting fight. We just wanted to touch on it lightly just because it is on the undercard of a big name fight, Terence Crawford and Canelo, obviously. So I think there's going to be a lot of good exposure, and especially because, again, I feel like he's been doing phenomenal work. Again, most recent knockout, great fast win, first round, all that good stuff. So I feel like it's good exposure. Not just for him, but for the Vargas family. Again, brother, father, all that good stuff. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. I'm with it. I'm for it. I think good competition for both. Good work for both. If either one of them gets a dub, I think it'll be good on the resume for both of them. So we'll see how it goes. But I am going to be picking Vargas and the Vargas family to take that W. What do you think about that, my man?
Both of these gentlemen actually have a tremendous pressure being put on them. Again, by virtue of being the Canelo Crawford card. Again, it's going to be a huge card. A lot of exposure. The entire card is stacked. Both of these men basically have their work cut out for them. Fernando Vargas Jr. already standing on the shoulder of giants of his father, wanting to step out of his father's shadow and basically out into the spotlight. And again, he's been doing some reputable work, but again, not really quite to the caliber of getting that big name there. But hopefully with this fight, hopefully it can springboard it onto something better. For Calum Walsh, it's the exact same thing, though not quite coming from a famous family. His resume doesn't exactly hold any reputable names. Maybe there was one on there, but for Calum Walsh, it seems to be a giant step out of his fight pool. Maybe getting into some bigger exposure himself. And look, maybe even if Calum Walsh doesn't exactly win, granted, he still has a fighter's chance. But I do think with this amount of pressure on him, again, being on a big card, the chance of having a big name on your record, whether Fernando Vargas Jr. isn't quite the reputable fighter yet, he's still a Vargas first and foremost, and possibly that could put a big name on his resume if he does in fact win. Granted, I don't think maybe there's that much of a chance, but I do think that if he does get a W from Vargas Jr., hey man, that could give Calum Walsh a big boost to his resume. But yeah, I do think both of these men have a lot of pressure on them. I think more so pressure on Vargas Jr. But hopefully with this fight, this will put both of their names on the map and get them onto greater and higher things.
Yeah, man, I couldn't agree with you more. I do think that either one of them getting the dub is going to be big for both of them. Vargas, because it is a step up in competition. Obviously, him being the junior to his father, the senior. I do think, like you said, kind of stepping out of that shadow and kind of marking your own name on there by taking a name like Calum Walsh, which again is admittedly a step up in competition. And for Calum Walsh, I mean, getting a legacy's son on your resume always looks good. I mean, even though I personally don't consider him a great legacy, people still use Chavez Jr. As a reputable name to put on the record. They all tout that, even though Chavez Jr. is nothing like his father. But even then, just again, the reason being is obviously the name is what carries a lot of weight. So getting a Vargas on your win for yourself as Callum Walsh would be great. It's gonna be a good fight, man. I think they're both gonna get active in there. Again, I do think just because of the experience that the Vargas family has, again, not just Fernando Vargas Jr., but he has his brothers as well. I believe it's Armando and Emiliano. They're all getting work together, man. They're all helping each other out. They're helping out each other become bigger and better. So I think that family holds a lot of tools to be able to win, and that's why I'm giving it to Vargas Jr. It'll be a good fight. Make sure you guys watch it. It'll be super interesting to see what happens. And again, it's the co-main event, so a lot of exposure for both of these guys. And good fight, man. Good fight. And with that, make sure to like, comment, hate, subscribe, DM us about the bullshit, and
Until next time, get rest and stay blessed. We'll see you in the next one.